Bruce, because I think we're going to witness one of the best games of the year here. A great night for football, a big crowd, the ground in absolutely perfect condition. The scene is set for a terrific game. Wayne Carey at one end, Gary Ablett at the other. Let's get this game started, eh?
Stoneham going forward too, with Ablett in the goal square and Fairley picking him up. Look at Ablett and Mickey Martin.
Well, Geelong have just got to be pumped. They have to win this game. If they're to have any chance in a couple of weeks' time, this is a chance now. The stadium and the podium is there for Geelong.
Shoal on rock, start of the game. Melbourne Cricket Ground, North winning the toss. They go to the right of screen. Crowd roars. King goes with Capuano, a couple of the young ruckmen in the game. Shoal out of the centre, goes to ground, taken by Capuano. Good hands to Allison. This is a promising start. Wonderful mark in front by Roberts. Not easy to take. A second go admittedly, but he held it firm. So Roberts is a key forward. Pressure coming from the back, Simpson, but unable to take the ball away. Here's Rock and Shoal. Carey there, just having a chat to Rock. Rock's been important lately for North. Doesn't miss too many, this fellow. It's normally a good kick. 40 metres out. Well, he's heard me. And hooked it. And missed. First score to North Melbourne. Kick by Mark Roberts, their 31-year-old veteran. Bench for the Kangaroos. Young Danilchenko in the centre there. It's an exciting player. Daniel Stevens there playing his first game. Hanley's going to boot it in, Robbo.
Yes, good long kick by Stephen Hanley out wide to where the players enter the arena, but a terrific clean mark taken by McKernan. Gets it to Carey. Carey into where it's centre-half forward. Roberts again low to the ground. Has that been paid? Gee, that was a top effort by a man well over 6 feet to get down at pretty well ankle level and scoop that ball up.
And Roberts has started at full forward. He's only one of half a dozen players at North will start in the goal square. But what I was impressed with was McKernan floating into that mark. It's a really still night, and I think McKernan and Carey mark the ball much better when there's not much wind and they can really judge the flight of the ball.
Well, surely Mark Roberts, he's already kicked it behind. He's a little bit further out than his previous shot at goal. And this kick is very close. He misses again. So Mark Roberts with 2 behinds against his name. Early in the match, Philip Walsh, the Geelong runner, just giving Handley a little bit of a talking to. His short kick has been marked by Sanderson. Sanderson is in the left back pocket for the Cats. Not far away from the behind post. Goes short. Gee, that's a one-on-one, which is a bit risky. Kicked away by Couch, back towards the middle of the ground. Nearly the mark taken by Shoal, but picked off by Brewer, tackled by Laidley. The hand pass over the top for Lord. Lord loves to run down the middle of the MCG. He kicks towards the Ablett direction, and he's got to be paid, doesn't he? Surely. He had a good enough grip on that. The absolute superstar of Australian football. In the 80s and the 90s, Gary Ablett will have the first shot for goal for Geelong.
What we didn't see off the screen is Geelong initiated their kick in after the behind. The North defenders, the full back line, left their direct opponents to come and play basically in that zoning position at half back. Ablett ran to the opposite half forward flank, so Martin was effectively 50 metres away, and as the kick came forward, Ablett was able to sort of come back and jump at the flight of the ball without the Martin body contact. Interesting how an action at one part of the ground ends up coming down and paid back down the other end.
Top effort by the young 17-year-old Stephen King, but Ablett's kicked a goal. Gary Ablett gets the first goal of the game after Mark Roberts has had 2 deliberate shots for the Kangaroos, both failing, and Geelong lead by 4 points.
And I was mentioning that setup. We see it fairly often these days that the opposition, when Geelong were kicking the ball in, North had basically every player in their lineup, all 18 players playing a zone position. As we see here, this was the result. The defenders get separated from the forwards. If a ball comes down quickly, it can work well.
Andrew Coates having a chat to Wayne Carey there. King, a lot of feeling here. Hall at centre wing, takes his time. Lord Second kick, this one not so effective, up in the air. Hocking goes hard, good mark in the front by Anderson. Anderson pushes it wide. Laidley, this will be an interesting bounce. Well played Mansfield, but he pushed it too far in the end. Capuano, Allison, Anderson had to get rid of it. Brewer fends off, he's gone holding the ball. Well, he's a bit lucky. He tried to push Allison off and couldn't get rid of him.
It wasn't a good option, was it, the handball in the first place by Brett Allison to put Anderson under pressure.
Back in the centre, Stevens, who was involved a moment ago in the little to-do. Couch ridden into the ground, he'll get a free. What a great player Couch has been. He's won the best and fairest 3 times. He's a Brownlow medalist in the veteran class. Wonderful player. Pushes wide to another wonderful player. Free kick, no. Not for Ablett that time. Anderson, he's held up. Schwass, a little bit too clever maybe, but he comes back onto it, Schwass, and bursts through, but that was cut off. This is good footy. Hocking on the left, not bad, not far enough though. Capuano, was he going away? But Stoneham was at the back, and Capuano's going to kick the ball out wide.
Very important player, Capuano, for North Melbourne. He just releases McKernan. Here goes Blakey, straight down the ground, in the direction of Carey. Scott over the top underneath Sanderson, and the umpire gives the player with the football there, Brendan Sanderson, the benefit of the doubt, and will bounce it centre-half forward for North Melbourne about 40 metres from their goal. Magnificent conditions. You can really feel finals atmosphere here at the MCG, and certainly everything, the scene is set for a terrific game of football. Over the top there, Adam Simpson, and again the umpire calls to bounce the ball, and that looks like Sanderson again. He's been underneath a couple of packs, Brenton Sanderson, for Geelong, so good signs. They're having a real good go at the football, the Cats. Pressure is on them, as it is of course for North Melbourne. They're striving to get a better position in the top 8. Hocking tackle, ball still in the right forward pocket for North Melbourne. Handley a little pass there. Tanner gets it away for Geelong, out towards the wing, but the mark is taken out here for the Kangaroos by Wayne Schwass. He is a beautiful kick of the football, but on this occasion gives the hand pass away to Scholl. Scholl goes in towards centre-half forward. The mark is taken by King. Advantage may be paid for Geelong. Kicked away by Simpson, but only as far as King. He could be run down by Lord. He gets a little kick back towards the Carey direction. That's not so bad. They made a blue, but you can see the football is their object. Carey's little hand pass is pretty good. Sets it up for King. Just a little fumble. A lovely little tap back for Capuano. Fumbling a little bit, the Kangaroos. Rock gets it out. It's kicked forward, and the mark is taken at centre-half forward by Adam Simpson. Perhaps not confident that he could kick the distance, but this man, Will Anthony Stevens, he's about 25 metres closer, and the angle not all that difficult for the midfielder for North Melbourne. Schwass coming off, and Danilchenko to go on, and that phone being used very early in the game by the coach. Anthony Stevens for North Melbourne to give the Kangaroos the lead. Already Danilchenko coming back to the bench. Another bad miss for North Melbourne, this time by Anthony Stevens.
Doesn't inaccuracy in front of goal become contagious? I mean, North had 3 shots, fairly easy shots, missed them all.
Dipper, what about North Melbourne? Anything happening down there?
No, Schwass is not injured. He's just come off, and Dennis Pagan just gave him a couple extra moves.
Sanderson in the back pocket, got it very short. Comes out to half-back. Not bad distance. Carey punches away. Scholl, well done, well played. He beat 2 and 3 of them. Into Hocking in the centre. Hocking can attack and goes to Minch with a well-weighted kick. Couldn't hold the mark, went to ground. Then tried to hold up his North Melbourne opponent. Did fairly well. Colbert, no free kick coming back to Ian Fairley for a high tackle. He tumbled forward and he probably got one over the shoulder.
Geelong tackling fierce.
I'll be interested to see if Schwass kicks the ball. I reckon that might be the message. He's just looking a little too fancy early in the game when the pressure's on.
Stevens back pocket. Scholl has to sit and wait, but there's no pressure at half-back. Runs off Colbert and then directs it across the ground. A bit too far for Capuano. Lord with a chance. Handball okay. Over the top. Oh, King's kick went straight into Hocking. You wouldn't read about that. Missed by North again. They've made a few mistakes, North Melbourne. Hocking back. Lord should do something constructive, pushes wide. Paul is a very good mark, and he marks the ball about 80 metres from goal.
3 kicks and 1 handball to Aaron Lord already in the opening 5 or 6 minutes of this match. Kick by Derek Hall in the direction of Minch. He couldn't take the mark. The ball spills to the ground. North Melbourne under pressure at centre back. That's another good tackle by Paul Couch, just locking the ball into the chest there of his North Melbourne opponent Anthony Stevens, and the ball will be bounced at centre-half forward for Geelong.
David Mensch playing centre-half forward Geelong. John Blakey, direct opponent, giving away a fair bit of size and height.
You like the way the boys are going at the bottom?
I think Geelong have really attacked the game in this first 5-10 minutes of the game. I think North have been just a little bit sloppy with their disposal accordingly.
National Sportsbook bet 4-9 North and 6-4 Geelong. They've got North hot favourites. Punched away by Simpson. Can Colbert get to the ball in the pocket? Schwartz within the 2 number 2s. Under pressure, Colbert had to give it up. Laidley's handball good to Blakey. Blakey to Stevens. Stevens at half-back, kicks to centre wing. McKernan pushed under it by Hanley. Carey back, took it beautifully, the champ. Pushes it in front with a handball. Was it out of bounds? It was. But what a great pick-up by Carey on the run down low. His skill factor is so high, and it's a boundary throw-in. North have had 3 relatively easy shots for goal. They've scored 3 behinds. Geelong have scored 1 goal through Gary Ablett.
So the ruck contest between Handley and McKernan. Handley gets the right hand to it, down to Sanderson. Sanderson's kick across his shoulder, and it's safely marked at half-back forward North Melbourne by John Blakey. Very, very reliable player for Fitzroy and North Melbourne, John Blakey. The kick towards centre-half forward's been marked by Carey. He could kick this on, and there should be a goal come up here. Allison goes in, and a pot shot from about 30 metres hits the post. Well, 4 behinds on the scoreboard for North Melbourne, and every one of them were chances for a goal.
Be interested to see what happens on this Geelong kick-in. Will, and in fact Martin and Fairley aren't leaving their opponents this time. Been caught out once, so this time they're staying man-to-man.
Kick-in is being marked by Derek Hall in the left-back pocket for Geelong.
Why didn't Allison get another kick?
Was he flattened afterwards? I was watching the ball hit the post, Bruce. This is Brad Scholl for Geelong. Gets it away to Hocking. Hocking, a little short kick, is not bad, but King can't quite control it. And Carey gives him a mouthful, and King comes back, which is pretty good stuff by just a young man playing only a handful of games for Geelong and taking a big responsibility here with John Barnes not being able to play and coming up against 2 or 3 really good tall players, McKernan, Capuano, and of course Carey. The kick away by Hall lands at half-forward, not quite up to half-forward for Geelong, and it's punched over by Craig Scholl for a boundary throw-in.
This is what I'm talking about, Robbo. Why is this not another kick?
Yes, it really didn't affect the kick, and the tackle was after it. You would have thought it was another kick.
Absolutely ridden into the ground. Allison, boundary throw-in. Hanley, McKernan. Allison off the ground. Gives Scott a bit of a run at it. Push forward by Allison. Not paid. Schwartz away. Running towards the pocket. There's a free kick down the ground to Roberts, by the way, hanging on against Simpson. Well, Andrew Coates picking that one up. Missing one before. You didn't like the scoop from Allison?
No way.
Interesting setup. North Dennis Pagan really likes to put an opposition defender in a part of the defence he doesn't want to play. At the moment, Sean Simpson is effectively playing full back on a leading full forward like Roberts, and I don't think Simpson is suited to that role.
3rd time lucky for Mark Roberts, you'd think. Well, I wonder at the end of the night, Lee, whether we'll be talking about North Melbourne shots for goal in the opening term.
Well, we've seen it. It's amazing how often that goal-kicking inaccuracy spreads through the term. Yes, I think a throw, Robbo, not much doubt about that one.
99 times out of 100 they're paid against a player doing that sort of thing, aren't they? The kick-in has been marked by Sanderson. Sanderson for Geelong. He's not that far away from the behind post, so obviously just the second possession from the goal, from the kick-in. This goes in towards centre-half back, and the mark is taken. No, dropped by Scholl. Tackled there by Stevens. Should he be paid a free kick for that, for dragging it back in? No. So maybe Brad Scholl can breathe a sigh of relief. He's helped up by Anthony Stevens. We'll have another look here. Drops it, goes in, drags it back in, and Anthony Stevens appealing for the free kick nothing happening. Umpire Rowan Saw's bounces about 55 metres, knocked away by Simpson. Watch this. Watch this champion mop this up. Wayne Schwass, go for home. Terrific kick and goal by that North Melbourne superstar Wayne Schwass. And the Kangaroos have reached back the lead. Geelong have kicked a goal. North have kicked 1-5.
And North kept the space forward, and that's the value of pace, that Schwass maybe was a step in front of Biddicombe when he took off, but that acceleration enabled him to get a few metres clear to balance and score well.
North on top in general field play, now lead by 5 points. Fantastic goal by Schwass. Hocking as he's done so often in the past, out of the centre, Hall to the pocket, Stoneham on a long lead. Out of play. Gary Ayres. They'd be desperate, wouldn't they, for Barry Stoneham to stand up and have a big match. He's taken a long time to get back to top form. He's gone through this season just holding his place. He was one of the dominant players in the AFL before he missed well over a season with injury. Had terrible leg problems. And hopefully he can come back. And free kick against him here. Going to Capuano. He'll give it off to Laidley, who may give it to Fairley. Straightens the body, Lady, and then kicks the ball into the centre. Tanner at the back. Lord, too slow. I was going to say did get his kick, but it's a bad one, and that was because he was too slow. Handball over the top by Blakey. Schwass. Magnificent player that he is. Floating kick. Carey couldn't quite hold it, would have been a tough one. Hanley on the up was okay. Scholl at centre half back, straightens his body. Gets to Tanner, had a running player, decided against it. Cats are running wide. Tanner can push it out wide, he does with a handball. Bit sloppy here, Geelong. Sanderson makes a meal of it. Back to Tanner, Tanner back to McGrath. McGrath to straighten up and go long to half forward. Good kick, low, got Colbert. That was better. Colbert didn't like the treatment he got from Scholl. Stoneham leads. Colbert decides to go to the pocket, wants his man there in Hocking. Well played by Anderson. Back to Capuano. A bit of a fumble by the big fella. Hocking comes in hard. Boundary throw in. Right forward pocket.
Gee, it was great play by Anderson, not giving the free kick away and knocking the ball away. David King on the bench now. And he has been replaced by Daniel Stevens. Hall goes for goal for the Cats. And he's kicked it behind. Derek Hall's first score, the Geelong side. David King hasn't spent very long on the bench. Obviously Dennis Pagan, just to give him a reminder about pre-match instructions. Anderson kicks it to himself. Geelong kicked the first goal through Gary Ablett. Wayne Schwass has kicked the goal for North Melbourne. There's a mark taken for Geelong by Lee Colbert. He's probably too far out to score, but he'll certainly put it to within scoring distance. The fans here are really on the edge of their seats because this has been a very good opening by these two teams. Tanner, now Scott in a bit of strife. Laidley's high kick lands on the 50-metre line for Geelong. Great, well taken by McKernan. Gets it out wide to Schwass. He's got no one really to kick to. He's going to have to straighten up. Then handballs to, well, not to his own advantage. It wasn't such a bad play because if he'd have kicked it, he would have given it up anyway.
He had no other play. Actually, from that kick in, North Melbourne only had one player basically forward of centre, which was Robert. So when they did get the ball out and Schwass looked up, there was no target. So he just really had to hold ground, go to one of these set play boundary throw-ins.
Hanley, McKernan. Hanley tapped down. Quick kick away by Simpson. Scholl, Mansfield in trouble. Again tried to fend off and couldn't get away from his man. And Rock's unhappy with some of the treatment he got there, and Mansfield's going to get a free kick.
It's out of bounds. Well, one way or the other, it was out of bounds on the full, I think, off Stevens' boot, Bruce. One way or the other.
Fair enough. Kick by Bell around the body. McKernan, towering figure that he is. Clever play by Scholl to boot it forward. Well done by Lord. McGrath had to wait. Pushes to Sanderson. Got a very good bounce. Has to quickly kick. It's a good one. To Hall, who's been busy. Now Hocking's in the pocket. He should kick it to him now. He does. Hocking's got space. He's still a fair way from home. Minch is there. He goes short to Ronnie Burns. Burns has got Minch all alone. decides against it. Now goes short, and he's got his man in Tanner, who's drifted down and taken the mark. Well, Dennis Pagan won't be happy here. Geelong have taken 4 marks in a row without a contest. Tanner plays on, left foot, puts it through. Cats in front. Good game, isn't it? 2-1 to 1-5.
Well, effectively, North Melbourne are really, as I say, only playing Carey and Roberts almost forward of centre. They're really pushing their man back. Tanner's playing one-on-one on Bell, and when he pushed forward, Bell couldn't keep with him. Basically, Rock and Scholler one-on-one as well, and really Geelong just kept running to space, using the ball accurately, and then eventually got the goal.
Peter Bell off the ground and Danilchenko onto the field for North Melbourne. Sanderson takes the ball away from the centre bounce, kicks it out wide to the advantage there of Colbert. He got rid of Craig Scholl. Then he kicks into the pocket, Ablett and Martin. But Mickey Martin, he's a hard man to move off the football, as Gary Ablett just found out. And the ball goes over for a throw-in in the right forward pocket for Geelong.
That interesting bit of play. That was a bad sign for Gary Ablett, I believe. He pushed his body into Martin, and Ablett went to the ground. Gary Ablett doesn't do that. That's one of those things that comes later in your career, I must say.
So the boundary throw-in Geelong's forward pocket, Stoneham and Capuano. John Blakey quite prepared to see it over for another throw-in. And the scoreboard showing Geelong leading. Geelong are 2-1, North Melbourne are 1-5. Goals for the Cats, Gary Ablett and Grant Tanner. For North Melbourne, Wayne Schwass.
Stoneham and Capuano. Capuano worked to the front, gets another free kick. Barry's going to have to cut that out. That's twice he's given free kicks away from boundary throw-ins in the forward pocket.
You work so hard to get the ball down there. Free kicks, which makes it easy for the opposition to bring it out of their defensive area. Yeah, you can't afford those.
Capuano kicks the ball out to half-back, out of danger for the moment. Punch away by Hanley was pretty good. Hocking attacks it beautifully. Back turn was good to Hanley. Hanley's kick ricochets away to centre half forward. Interesting here. Martin got a good bounce. Handball was quick. Schwass onto it. He loves this when he runs through and then delivers to centre half forward. Well played at the back though. It was by Tanner to Couch. Rebound for the Cats. Couch down to Colbert. Too slow actually, Colbert. He ran that back and Martin was able to get him, but he gets 50. I take it all back, Lee. Well done.
And I think Dennis Pagan would have been very unhappy with Wayne Schwass going to the short option, and when the ball was turned over, you would have expected the ball would have gone in long to Carey and Roberts deep in.
Laidley and Andrew Coates doing what Dipper and Dennis Pagan did before the match.
Amazing. The umpire's allowed to point the finger at the player, but the player's not allowed to point his finger at the umpire. It's a pretty ordinary decision, I think. We've seen this happen in football for 15 weeks, and all of a sudden in a big game like this, they pluck a 50-metre penalty.
Colbert has had some touches early. Drives it home for goal. (1-5, 3-1). Laidley upset, Martin upset. This is interesting, isn't it? The byplay between the players and umpire. Mickey can't believe his luck. What did you think about it, Lee?
It's a savage penalty. I mean, he held on to the jumper. That's nothing really. I mean, we see that all the time. I've got to agree with you, Robbo. That was the type of incident we see 100 times in a game.
Well, a critical 50-metre penalty allowed Lee Colbert to get Geelong's third goal. Good tackle there by Simpson on Sanderson. Is it deemed as a bit high? No. It's given the all clear, and obviously the player with the football, and probably for the 4th time in the match so far, Brenton Sanderson at the bottom of the pack. So the ball will be bounced just slightly forward of centre wing for North Melbourne. Rock's tackle is pretty good, and it might be Sanderson again.
And McKernan's gone into that centre bounce ruck, and at the moment he's opposed to King. Handley's picked up Capuano. I think that's the matchup North would like, McKernan v King.
I think you can get an indication too of how good the quality of the game is. There's only 3 minutes left. This has been quite intense, this football. And the first quarter, well, the scoreboard shows that Geelong are in front, but gee, they've had plenty of the play, the Kangaroos, not being able to capitalise. And Dennis Pagan still working with the telephone, the instructions to the runner. 3 minutes left. McKernan and King. Ball spills to the back. This is David King for North Melbourne getting the hand pass to Anthony Rock from 50 metres. Pretty ordinary kick by Rock. That's bounced through for a goal. Well, unbelievable luck. Good luck for North Melbourne.
And I think if we go back far enough, we'll see the McKernan knockout from this boundary throw, and if we see it on the replay, it was just an exception. Brought it over the back, first hands from North Melbourne onto Rock. Really, here we go here. Have a look at this knockout. That's a terrific knockout. Over the back, into the centre corridor. King to Rock, and it was a scrappy old kick. May have even been touched, but I'll go with my theory. If it's only a slight touch, then normally it'll be paid a goal.
2-5, 3-1, Tanner incensed there, but goal umpire looked in a fantastic position. It was hard to tell. Hocking trying to burst through the centre. Burns, back turns, then held up brilliantly. Good tackle by Scott, and a bounce. It was interesting that Gavin Dorr a moment ago, talking to Tanner, who was really upset, put his arms behind his back, and Gavin Dorr, and made sure that he didn't have any physical presence, which I thought was good.
Yeah, I don't mind that. That's
compared with what happened at the other end.
Good point, Bruce.
Simpson, because one of these days it does get pretty tough and tight in there, and umpires and players get close, don't they?
What I will say, there's many a goal being paid from a touch kick. I mean, unless the umpire, unless it's a touch that makes the ball deviate in its flight, normally the goal umpire really can't see a slight touch, particularly those kicks off the boots, you know, from a long way out.
Well, a late goal either way would be critical here. Hall, Lord, oh, fantastic play by Stevens. Colbert courageous, went to ground. Blakey hip and shoulder there by David King was good. Gee, it's a fantastic place to be on a Friday night when this crowd is buzzing, isn't it? Gary Ayres.
Doesn't look like he's enjoying it, Gary Ayres, that much, does he?
What about Stevens across the body there? Nearly collected the lot, but didn't worry about it. Free kick Geelong. High tackle and maybe one over the shoulder. It goes to Bradshaw. He'll kick from 60 metres.
I think those are the skills that have improved over the last 15 years, the one you pointed out.
High ball. Stoneham. Capuano. North have got the power back there. Capuano marks.
Yeah, really like the look of this young fellow. He was struck down with a bad injury which cost him a few weeks, but he's fought back dramatically. McKernan can't get the ball away from half-back. Anthony Rock, but it's taken by Gary Hocking. Hocking's high kick will land right at the end of the square, and it's Stoneham. Stoneham for Geelong has taken the mark about 25 to 30, wouldn't be 30 metres out, but the angle is going to be the difficult confrontation for Barry Stoneham.
And Gary Hocking, I think he's really got himself into the game, and that's a really good sign for Geelong. But really this was the front position, and good play by Stoneham to allow the ball to drop and take the chest mark. Overhead he would have been spoiled.
Well, Geelong have had their goal-kicking boots on early. Stoneham misses though. Kicks across the face of goal, does register a score just behind to the co-captain of the Geelong Football Club, Barry Stoneham. Bruce has already noted that it's great to see him back in this side. Let's hope he can continue on and play well for the next 5 or 6 weeks.
King comes along to half-back. Ablett in the box seat, but good fly at the back. Kick on, I should say, by Fairley. The fly from Craig Scholl, and a boundary throw-in between centre wing and half forward for North Melbourne. Ian Fairley back tonight, one of the veterans. Once the leading goal kicker of the club, and he's played so many years now at the back. 2-5, 3-2 the score here at the MCG. Between two of the best teams in Victoria and two teams that will be playing in the finals. Scott trying to force through, can't get through. Good umpiring to let it go. Couch ran out of room. And he's got a free kick, which didn't look evident at first. And Couch at half-back. Not a lot of time remaining. We're well into time on in this opening term. Couch at half-back, Catch just in front. Familiar Couch style, leaning forward, kicks to centre wing. Punch away from Mensch. High ball by Stevens. Hard ball to win, well done Rock. Couch pushes forward. Mensch has got it. Hocking pushes forward, boundary. And siren sounds with Geelong 3 points in front in what was a very, very good first term. A lot of passion and emotion out there and some high skills. Ablett got the first goal of the game. Carey a couple of touches. Lee 3-point margin.
Well, it's been very even since that first 5 or 10 minutes. North had those 3 or 4 shots kicked behinds, and then really Geelong had their patch. Been very even the last 10 minutes of the quarter, really. And as the margin indicates, 3-point lead to Geelong when, you know, the quarter did fluctuate from team to team, but it's a really good, hard, honest game. Both sides hard at the ball, tackling well.
Repeating, Glenn Archer missed out for North tonight, withdrew. Daniel Stevens came in. And the score here at quarter time at the Melbourne Cricket Ground, North at 2-5, Geelong 3-2. 2-5, 3-2. Start of the second quarter, Friday night football at the MCG. The bounce favoured Capuano. North go to the left. Hocking had a big first turn. Kernan slung it away in the end. Scott pushed forward by Danilchenko. Lovely take by Rock. Tried to get a free kick. Not there. Play on call. Good take by Lord. And then the dummy was terrific. And then got it to Hall. Hall squeezes it, a half a kick. Mark was good by the big fellow. Hanley's in a bit of trouble at centre half back. This is young King. Not such a good kick. And that's a fantastic grab by John Blakey. And Lee, that is just so symbolic as Hanley's coming off the ground.
Well, they've swapped their half-back line. Blakey is now over onto Cole, and Scholl has now picked up Mention. Blakey lost Colbert, so he certainly went to retrieve the situation.
Ben Graham on the ground for Hanley, so that's bad luck. Dipple try and bring us up to date with Hanley's situation. He looks in a lot of pain. McKernan, high ball. Centre half forward, Carey caught out of position. McGrath, Carey played it well as a defender. Brilliantly done by Tanner to whip it away. King, Hockings had a good game, had to build it on the boot in a hurry. Martin in front of Ablett, Gary's got him. Mickey has to play it in front. Laidley runs out of room, he's gone. No free kick. Gee, haven't they changed the interpretation this year from the beginning till now? Well cut off by Hocking. Couch tried to push forward. Anderson, there are a lot of hard balls to be won. Schwartz never seems to get caught. Comes away on the left, tries to kick it a long way. Danilchenko couldn't quite get it. Mansfield, handball now to Tanner. Tanner to McGrath. McGrath onto the left, squeezes it to halfback. Okay, well done.
Yeah, a little bit of space there for Tim McGrath and gave it to Brad Scholl. Scholl's kicking towards the centre of the ground. Dropped by King. Taken away by Carey. His kick lands in front of Graham. The bounce was probably all right. Then a kick off the ground by Allison. Gathered by Lord. Tackled by Simpson. Terrific. And still the ball in dispute in the middle of the ground. Kick forward by Anthony Stevens and brilliantly marked again. This man will stamp some sort of authority on this game. Corey McKernan, one of the best young players. Have a look at this. A bomb from about 60 metres to the goal line. It's kicked over in the finish, and oh, Mark Roberts going absolutely ballistic there at McKernan's kick. Maybe slightly misdirected. McKernan now down to do the ruck work against Graham. Nearly takes it out of the air himself. Kicks to the square. Simpson dives on it, takes it over for a rush behind to the Kangaroos.
Interesting, in that midfield matchup, Stevens is directly opposed to Hocking, but they're playing fairly conventional. It's not really one-on-one, but Hocking's getting a lot of the ball. I wouldn't be surprised if they want Stevens to be a bit tighter in that job.
Dipper, what's happening downstairs?
Stephen Hanley has twisted his ankle. He's in a bit of pain. They've iced up his ankle and just asked him a few questions, so we'll keep an eye on it. And also, it's dropped about 3 or 4 degrees down here.
Sanderson kicks to half-back. Hocking at the back. Maybe McKernan had a finger on it, but Hocking had a fair bit of it, and he's got it. Comes back inside. Graham's a long kick. He delivers to half-forward. Kicks it too far for Burns. Not really a good option. King away. He goes long back to centre half forward. Danilchenko the target. At the back, Sanderson. Rockers are over at the front. Right spot to be. Goes to ground. Scholl wants a free kick. It'll be another bounce. 3-2-2-6. Geelong by 2 points.
Brad Scholl running with Anthony Rock. And Anthony Rock at this stage, 1 kick and 3 hand passes. Brad Scholl 4 and 4. So getting a fair bit of the football up the ground as Brad Scholl. Anthony Stevens tries to kick it out of the congestion. Strong play by Brewer. He was spoken to at quarter time by the assistant coach for Geelong, Jeff Geeshan. And there's a free kick going to Geelong, but taken by Grant Tanner. He kicks it out close to the wing. McGrath has taken the mark in front of Anthony Stevens. So Tim McGrath can go short for Aaron Lord. He can go a little bit further for Gary Hocking. And the former is his choice, and then the hand pass back to McGrath from Lord. The kick by Tim McGrath, just a little bit off target. Gary Hocking not able to gather. and it goes over for a throw-in between wing and right half forward favouring the Cats. Geelong lead their 3-2. North Melbourne inaccurate, 2-6. Margin is 2 points in favour of the Cats. King from behind, taken by Capuano. He was grabbed, he didn't have the football according to the umpire. The Kangaroos looking for the advantage through David King, but it comes back to Capuano. He can kick down towards the wing, and the mark is taken by Stevens. He's got a player further afield, and that ball is reasonably well directed. Oh, if that's not a mark, it's certainly a free kick. And did Gary Hocking try to let Robert Scott know what it's all about? I think there was a little bit of a message there. Robert Scott's kick in towards centre half forward. North Melbourne mark, taken by Simpson. And they're screaming for a 50-metre penalty that happened in the first term that gave Geelong a goal to Lee Colbert. But there's nothing happening here. It'll be a kick from about 40 metres by Adam Simpson.
You see Michael Mansfield there, who was third up and didn't get his hands to the ball. When he's in touch, Michael Mansfield would mark those kind of kicks, those kind of marks.
Kick by Simpson is again offline. So the 7th behind on the scoreboard for North Melbourne. I've credited them with one rushed, but all the others have been, well, reasonable chances at kicking goals, and they've kicked 2 goals, 7. Geelong 3-2, and Ben Graham will kick it in for the Cats.
Mansfield's very wide out here on our side, but he goes in short to Sanderson. They play the boundary line to McGrath. Well done. Got around his man in Danilchenko, then delivers. Cats have got it to Scholl. Has to give it off to Sanderson. Sanderson, good kick. Now they've created a loose man to Mansfield. Left footer, so he had to go back that way and slow it up a bit, and then delivers. Neat. Okay. Back from Colbert. Mansfield can kick the ball a long way. He wants Ablett. It's a good kick. It's a fantastic mark. Well done. They're not easy. Running backwards. The physical presence of Martin.
I think as long as you keep your nerve, as long as the ball is coming in you as it was to Ablett there's nothing really Martin can do. As long as Ablett holds his line over the ball, he either takes the mark or gets the free kick. It's one or the other.
Big kick here. You don't feel that Gary Ablett's going to get a whole heap of kicks tonight. He may surprise us, but it looks one of those nights that he's got to take advantage of every kick he gets, and he's done it there. Two goals, so he's doing his job, Lee, up forward without a lot of touches. 4-2-2-7.
Well, yes, I think he's got the drop a couple of times and has been good enough to get the ball against Martin, but really it's just a struggle to score for either side. I mean, 4 goals, 2 to Geelong. North 2-7, they just can't kick accurately when they do get a chance, but that was a kick-in situation. When North play the zone, you'd lose your direct opponent. Mansfield got clear.
So 7 points in favour of the Cats. Second goal to Ablett. Kick forward by Couch. Blakey knocked away by Colbert, gathered by Brewer. Gee, there's some terrific matchups. Ronnie Burns strings into goal for the Cats, and he's got another one for Geelong. Ronnie Burns. Did they take it away with efficiency from the centre bounce?
And it was. I would think that there would be a bit of a concern as to how Capuano is going against King in the actual ruck work. I think North are better suited with McKernan as the actual ruckman.
He's going to go back in there too by the look of it, Lee. Change has been made. McKernan on the ball. 2-7-5-2. Geelong making the move early in the second term. Just 13 points in it, 9 shots North, 7 Geelong. King and McKernan, and look at that for a response, Lee. McKernan belts it 30 metres towards goal. McGrath and Roberts. Graham, well done, kept his cool. Lord, he too played it well. The Cats are on fire for the moment. Pushes wide, Colbert, important player to Couch, well played. Couch, beautiful kick, gives Burns the run. He's on to it, no, couldn't take it. Chance now for Stoneham. Burns, Stoneham's handball over the top. Hall draws a man. Hocking. Goes back now from Bitterscombe. Hall's kicked to full forward. Adler, Midge couldn't take it. Laidley, Anderson, Abbott's got him. Fantastic
He's
tackle.
got to be rewarded. That's the best tackle I've seen for the year.
Brilliant.
That was just clamping everything around the North Melbourne opponent.
Well, he's got a strong upper body, Gary Ablett. That's one thing that's great for tackling. Once he had him, King wasn't getting anywhere. I still think it's a tough decision. On the way they're holding the ball rule is now, I don't know whether Anderson had that much chance to get rid of the ball. Great tackle, but I'm not sure if it's holding the ball.
So the champ to kick from 20 metres out. Roberts coming off and Denilchenko on. I think Denilchenko's been on and off about 3 times tonight. Ablett has got another one. He said I didn't think he'd get a lot of kicks, but he's had 3. Liam kicked 3 majors, 6-2, 2-7.
Absolutely has. I said it was a great tackle. I'll have a look at this on replay. We'll see this a lot of times within a game where a player picks up the ball and almost instantaneously tackled. If the ball's pinned, it's normally held there. Anderson picked the ball up. Ablett tackled him. I wouldn't have thought Anderson had a reasonable amount of time to get rid of the ball.
Gee, you can't help but get involved in this, can you? It's a terrific game of footy and the Cats have poured it on early in the second term. Minch's little tap on, Lord and Couch. Couch goes in the Ablett direction. He's got a real chance here. He's got the front posse from Mickey Martin. In goes Carey. Martin. Oh, good bump by McGrath. Kicked away by Carey. And it's on there between McGrath and Martin. But the football is being played on. It is a free kick to Geelong. And it will go to Derek Hall. So the momentum with the Cats. They lead 6-2 to 2-7. And Derek Hall coming up for his 12th possession. Just early doors in the second term. Short kick. All right, finds Couch. Couch has had 7 kicks. And they're quality, aren't they, off that left foot. He goes in the direction of Stoneham. Knocked away by Fairley. Gathered by Laidley. Back to Stevens, a scrubby old kick. The pressure from Geelong telling as far as North Melbourne's efficiency is concerned. Couch's handball goes to Hocking. He tries to find Brewer. To no one in particular, but not so bad. Burns goes to Hall. Hall will go in, he's caught. Ball runs free. Blakey across the square. And still under pressure, all he can do is kick across the line to the safety of the boundary line, 50 metres from the Geelong goal.
Yes, and Derek Hall and Lee Colbert are basically playing as dual centre-half forwards across there. Very mobile, getting plenty of the ball, both of them.
Look at the handball stats for the term. Cats getting a lot of the ball. Capuano under pressure, forces it out.
Well, at the moment, North are under siege, really. The last 5 minutes of the game, Geelong have owned the ball.
King to do it at half forward for Geelong. Capuano. King gets rid of him. Stevens. Carey playing well up the ground to try and get into it. Anderson had to concede ground. It'll be play on, not covering the 10. Quick kick forward by Armstrong to centre wing. Handball back was okay by Tanner. Mansfield. Back to Tanner. Tanner kicks to half forward. Front spot Stoneham. That's a good mark. A very good sign that if Stoneham's starting to take some good grabs. Ablett's in the goal square. Leads now. Stoneham centres the ball in Ablett's direction. Ablett and Martin Mensch punch away at the back. Armstrong to Stevens. Stevens at half back. Neat looking kick to centre wing. Mansfield worried Allison out of it. Mensch and Couch over the top. And Carey coming in hard. And Rowan Sauce not happy.
Tell you what, he was lucky to get away with that. I reckon the umpire saw what he did.
I don't think Rowan saw exactly what did happen, actually.
Well, the crowd just saw it because it was on the big scoreboard.
Well, Carey trying to get into the action, but he's not succeeding. Hocking, McGrath, now Lord for Geelong to the centre-half forward position. Laidley gets it wide to Martin. Martin just has to kick it basically anywhere. No one out there for North Melbourne. Scholl overrunning at Danilchenko. Gets back. Scholl. Well done by Brad Scholl. A couple of times he looked as though he was going to lose possession. Brewer gets it back. Simpson across his left shoulder. Kick directed to half forward. Good mark. That takes a lot of G-U-T-S. Colbert standing his ground has marked about 40 metres out.
Yes, that North half back line with Stoneham playing deep and fairly back with him. You've basically got Blakey and Craig Scholl, two fairly medium-sized players, and Colbert and Hall are similar in physical dimensions, but at the moment just getting too much of the ball against their North opponents.
And again, Stoneham remonstrating with Carey as Colbert kicks for goal. Just lets himself down a little there because he was lucky to squeeze it in for a behind. So maybe Geelong's chance now. Allison off the ground, and Daniel Stevens has gone back into the fray. 6-3 to 2-7, the Cats lead.
Dennis Pagan would love Glenn Archer out there right now, wouldn't he, to fill one of those roles. Mansfield's mark, 55 metres from goal. He kicks the ball a long way, Michael Mansfield. He's tempted to go short. Stoneham provided a lead. It was a bit half-hearted. He'll put this right there. Winds himself up to get more distance. Good kick. Big fly. Stoneham's marked it. Terrific grab. Came from the side. Had a bit of it. I think he felt, gee, I've got a real chance now. He has another bit of it and he takes the mark.
And this is good signs for Geelong that Barry Stoneham's working his way into the game with a few good marks, Doob. That's his third mark for the game, but really that big pack mark in the goal square, I mean, they're worth their weight in gold. They're hard to take.
And he should finish it off. Missed one from the forward pocket at the other end of the opening term. A lot harder shot than this. Should kick the goal, Stoneham, and he has. Bit of a worry now, Lee. This lead is starting to get out, isn't it?
Well, absolutely are. North have got very little run around the midfield at the moment. I see that, well, they haven't put McKernan in the ruck. I'd be putting McKernan in the ruck as the conventional ruckman at the moment. I just don't think the Capuano situation is working all that well for them. And Scott has been taken off couch. All of a sudden, the North game plan's been torn apart.
They've had a fair bit of the footy so far in the second term. Geelong 16 marks to 6, 32 kicks to 19, 28 handballs to 10, and North Melbourne's defence immediately under pressure again. King's kick wide, Laidley over his left shoulder towards half forward. That could be paid. Well done by young Daniel Stevens, playing his first game for North Melbourne. Could have been a 50-metre penalty coming up, but his short kick has been marked by Anthony Stevens. Michael Mansfield dumps him into the ground, and it wasn't necessary, according to umpire Andrew Coates. And the ledger, well, momentarily has been squared because the Colbert 50 metres in the first term was questionable. Now Mansfield's 50-metre penalty will give Stevens the chance to kick a goal for the Kangaroos.
Well, I didn't think the first one was a 50, and I don't think that one was either.
Okay, Anthony Stevens just given that chance to kick him now from only about 20 metres. He just has to capitalise, and he has. So 3 single goal scorers for North Melbourne: Wayne Schwass, Anthony Rock and Anthony Stevens, but they still trail the Cats. The Cats are 7-3, the Kangaroos are 3-7.
And a really important goal. I mean, Geelong have just dominated this game for most of this second quarter, and they marked the ball. It was probably an aggressive claim, but yeah, umpire Coates, a couple of 50-metre penalties that I don't really think were warranted.
First goal for the Kangaroos since the 25-minute mark of the opening term. We're deep into the second quarter now. McKernan out of the centre. Lord, oh gee. Well, must have been seeing things. I thought he earned a free kick. It's going to be a bounce.
13 possessions to Aaron Lord.
Let's see, maybe I was wrong.
Oh, yeah.
No, I think I was right. Hocking, Roberts out of the centre, kicks to centre half forward. Good effort, that's courage by Tanner. Tanner out wide. Hocking stood his ground. Danilchenko. It's 3-7 to 7-3. 10 shots apiece. 20 points the margin. Geelong have played short tonight. It's been quite effective when they've done it. They've kept the ball off. Simpson, a lot of feeling out there. Simpson's kicked to centre wing, hugging the boundary, taking a lot of marks, the Cats, without a lot of pressure. Shoal, high ball, just hoping that Colbert can take it. He nearly did. Push forward by Rock. Schwass, Blakey, round the body. Went hard for it, King to mark. In front of Couch at half-back. David King, out wide. Stevens. Every time something happens, the crowd now want 50. Peter Bell is back on the ground. At half-forward, centering kick. Danilchenko and Simpson. Danilchenko, terrific mark. It's a great kick, this young fellow. He'll make the distance from here, and he normally kicks goals when he has a set shot.
Well, they've answered the challenge, haven't they, North? I mean, Geelong did dominate the first 10 or 12 minutes of the quarter.
And this really is a critical shot. We might say that a lot of times during games, but North really need to keep themselves within scoring distance. They've got the lucky break with that 50-metre penalty and the Stevens goal. They've really just got to make sure this is 6 points.
Gets in close to the man on his mark. It's a good kick. He's got it. It's a goal. Had a pretty good season, I think, Danilchenko. 4-7 to 7-3. So North have come back hard.
And been a very accurate kick for goal in the matches that I've seen. Danilchenko hasn't kicked a lot of goals. I think he's kicked in the teens somewhere or other. But it was an important one, that one. And we've got McKernan back in the ruck. Roberts is on, basically playing wing. Scholl, Swash in the midfield. Bit more pace there.
Danilchenko, 16 goals for the season now, 45 plays 31. North go forward again, but a good mark on the last line of defence for the Cats, taken by Sanderson. He runs away and then kicks in the direction of Hocking. Very skillful, Gary Hocking. He's just made himself a very good footballer over a long period of time now, Gary Hocking. And short kick here has been marked by Simpson. Simpson at right half-back. The ball will land close to the wing. It's knocked away. Hits the ground and Laidley pumps it forward quickly. That could nearly been paid to Danilchenko. Gary Hocking grabbed by the leg, but the umpire calls play on. Simpson's short kick taken by Mansfield. Bit of urgency in Mansfield's play so far. Didn't touch the ball in the first quarter. He's now had something like 6 possessions, and the second quarter has still got 4 3/4 minutes left. Ronnie Burns, Aaron Lord, brilliant football, Aaron Lord. In goes Scholl and gets the goal for the Cats. Best passage of football for the evening so far, and it featured Geelong. They lead 8-3 to 4-7.
Well, again, set up by the ball was won by Gary Hocking at half-back. He's just been sensational. North just have to cut him out, whether it's Stevens or Scott. Really, someone has to be sitting in Hocking's hip pocket, because he's just too dangerous. He's had 15-odd possessions before half-time, and he uses the ball so well, either foot or by hand.
Handy on that interchange bench with the twisted ankle. 8-3, 4-7. So the Cats probably down to 20 men. King got over McKernan. Burns, not a lot of touches, but they've been important. Brilliantly done, Hocking, to actually push the ball forward against the odds. Stevens back onto it. Has a bit of time. Delivers a bit too far for Schwass, but a free kick down the ground. Hocking and Stevens it was. Now Schwass in the centre. Long. Carey the target. Oh, McKernan, I should say. Went high. Couldn't hold it. Lord having a very good opening half. Mansfield takes his time and then belts the ball to centre half forward. Burns, good effort. Mensch missed the body. Couch on the wrong foot for him. Pushes towards Stoneham. Did a good job, Stoneham at the back. Well played. Blakey over the back. Some wonderful football for both teams. Fairley at half-back. Kicks the ball to centre wing. Carey and McGrath test his strength. McGrath got his fist to it. Comes to ground. Simpson, free kick against Carey. Going to Mensch. Gavin Dorr taking nothing of it.
I think importantly, Carey's only had 1 mark and 5 possessions. really McGrath's done a good job in the sprawling role there.
Kick to centre half forward. Oh, good take by Fairley. And David King and Stoneham having words. Bit of feeling again here as Scholl at half back.
Scholl, well, he was forced to kick quickly and blindly, and it's been marked by Mansfield. Able to run on, but has to kick with his unnatural right foot. Does a pretty good job. Ablett, what can he manufacture from here? Kick it out of bounds, does Gary. So the free kick for North Melbourne. The great man has kicked 3 goals so far in the game, and he's only had 4 kicks. Free kick to be taken by Dean Laidley. Gets the ball outside 50 metres. Craig Scholl from behind couldn't take it. Schwass quickly onto his right foot. Ball bounces. McGrath does well. Gets the handball away. Well taken, Brewer. Back towards McGrath. Gets around onto his right foot and then kicks short, and Brewer's got it again. So Brewer is between wing and right half forward. He's probably 2 kicks from Geelong's goal with 2.5 minutes left in the half. Both teams make a change at this stage in the game. Good mark to Stoneham. Barry Stoneham's 4th mark for the game. His 4th kick coming up, and he's already kicked 1 goal. 8-3 to 4-7. It's a 20-point margin.
Again, just better judgment, height, leaped into the ball. Really best we've seen Stoneham play for a few years now, because he's been out injured mostly for the last couple.
And he's striving to get the distance. He'll put it right at the end of the goal there, and a free kick has been pounded out of that pack of players against Gary Ablett. He's not happy with the decision, but emphatically Gavin Dawes says, take the kick, Michael Martin.
4-7 to 8-3. Martin wide, and Long Carey the target. Wins the ball at half back. This is interesting, isn't it? Gavin Dawes just saying to him, look, take it easy, calm down. It was a good mark. Take your kick. Kicks to centre wing. It was like he was coaching him for the moment. Scott, well done. In short, Daniel Checo, here's a go. Daniel Stevens, first goal in league footy. Look at this, 40 metres out. The kid's kicked it. Don't see it too often, Lee. He grabbed the ball at 55 metres, and there was nobody between him and the goal scorer.
Well, I've never met young Daniel Stevens, but I love to see him kick that goal. I mean, it's your second kick in league football, your first shot at goal. All the pressure's on you, your side's behind, and you have to take the pressure, maintain your composure. He got himself balanced, kicked the ball low and hard. It's great for his confidence. Lovely to see.
Well, there's about 60,000 people here tonight, but none of them would have been happier than Daniel Stevens. North go forward again. He kicked North Melbourne's 5th goal. Carey out wide. Too far. Is it for King? No, he's able to gather. He'll kick the screw punt kick, and he'll kick a goal! The Kangaroos come surging back at Geelong, and the fans are on their feet at the MCG. David King is pretty happy with this.
And I think Wayne Carey has been involved in the passage of play in these last 2 North goals. When your good players play well, the team plays well. Carey's just got a couple of important touches. North have got a couple of goals. And I think McKernan in the ruck has probably just helped as well.
Check side from the pocket.
He knew as soon as he kicked it, it was through.
In doubt, was it? 6, 7, 8, 8-3. Fantastic first half we're seeing here. North charging back like they do so often. Stoneham having a good one. Anderson pushes the ball forward with a handball. Bell held up but gets it out to McKernan. Had to wait. Pushes cleverly to Roberts. He'll knock this up, you'd reckon, Mark Roberts. And he misses again. Gee, I'm a bad judge. He's kicked 4 points tonight. He has been a very reliable kick for goal over the last 5 or 6 seasons. 6 goals, 8 to 8-3. The last time they played here on a Friday night this year, scores were level at half-time, 8-8 apiece. We're seeing a similar match tonight. Ben Graham to kick it in. Late now in this second term, and that is a carbon copy of what happened last time with the same players involved. Sanderson and McGrath. Centre wing, Hocking and Carey. Well done, Hall. Back to Hocking. probably the best man on the ground in the first half. Stoneham having a good game under pressure, pushes it to Colbert. He's been good. Can the Cats get a late one? Colbert at centre wing, goes back over the top. Stoneham goes long. Ablett sets himself, couldn't mark it. Martin with him out of play. Forward pocket. Very late now in the opening term.
What's happening? The North Melbourne zone defence from the Graham kicking. They know Graham can kick the ball 70 or 80 metres. They're playing well back. And Geelong are basically doing the opposite of what North expect and going short where all the space is.
One last chance for the Cats here. Ball on the ground. Simpson. And the siren sounds as Gary Ablett hard at Simpson. Laidley. I know that Ablett and Laidley had words earlier in this term after Ablett had kicked the goal. Anthony Stevens. Again Gavin Dorr there wanting the football. And here's Ablett with King. He's desperate to have a chat to someone there, Gary.
Anthony Stevens.
A wry smile with David King. A half of fluctuating fortunes. Geelong dashed away, Lee. North came charging back.
Well, they did. I just thought halfway through the quarter that North could get no run out of their midfield. It was just basically a grab and kick it, but they just got some momentum late in that quarter. Carey got a few touches. I think Swash was shifted onto the ball in the midfield, and I thought his pace and run was significant as well. And North have got themselves back within 7 points, back within Curry of the lead. But really a fantastic half of football.
Very enjoyable. 6-8 North, 8-3 Geelong as they go back down into the rooms for the half-time break. And Geelong led by 3 points at quarter time, and they led by 7. They got to 26 points in front of that quarter, but at half-time it's 8-3 to 6-8.
North, but the people down here are really enjoying the game, Bruce.
Thanks, Tipper. Interesting here in the centre. Rock trying to play on Couch as we start the second half. 6-8 to 8-3. There was a bit of byplay before the start of this half with a good take now by McKernan. Quick left footer. I'll get back to it in a moment. McGrath's kicked straight to the line. He wants it. He gets it. And it goes over. Schwash and Rock were there, and Couch for Geelong. And just the matchups didn't suit the Cats. And some hip and shoulders, and it's still going on. Look at Scholl trying to run with Rock and Couch there. So just trying to sort each other out. Armstrong's quick kick. McGrath, fingertipper, well done. Had a good first half, but Kerry was ominous late in the quarter, wasn't he? With a couple of important touches. Kick out to King, he's got it. The youngster smothered off the boot, just a bit slow getting it on. Laidley did well. Burns with pace, running away from Capuano. Colbert held on to, no free kick. Blakey gone on to Colbert, and that's holding the ball, is it? Gee, Colbert's got it. At half-forward, had a good first half, so did Derek Hall across that half-forward line. Hocking, well done, he can go on, Minch can shepherd for him. It's a fair way out, Hocking. Short, Minch, about 10 metres closer, tighter angle. Geelong are 8-3, North are 6-8. Take a terrific kick from here to goal. Puts it to the front of the square. Ablett, Capuano back, belts it through. A rush behind. Geelong 8-4 to 6-8. Hanley, who's had the twisted ankle.
Yes, young Bizzle yet to come onto the ground. He may have had just a brief run for a second or two in the first term, but the other player on the bench for Geelong is Biddiscombe. The ball back towards the centre. It's been marked by Ben Graham from behind Corey McKernan. And he looks to play on. He goes across the half-back line where Brad Scholl has made position. He's got it. He'll go back in towards the centre of the ground. Player on his own. Standing there all alone was Michael Mansfield, and he's taken the mark not far from the centre circle. He's about 6 or 7 metres towards his own goal. He should kick it inside 50, well and truly inside 50 metres. Looks for Ablett. Oh, he nearly got his hands on it. Brad Scholl, can he get past Mickey Martin's tackle? Ronnie Burns gets past Lately, goes in and misses it. He ran it through, and it's just a rush behind to Geelong. Gee, he was going to kick a goal for every bit of this play.
Well, and when a player's got the ball, as Burns, did you have to tackle? I don't know what Laidley was doing. He looked like he tried to bump him off the ball, but then Ronnie Burns fumbled, and it was a behind that was a goal gone begging.
Stuart Anderson short. to Laidley. Oh, was he off? Took half a step only. Will be given the benefit of the doubt. Just had a look, the umpire said, Andrew Coates. Dean Laidley, a feisty back player, isn't he? Kicks the ball as far as he can into the centre. Cats with numbers, Graham and also Sanderson. Couch, Tanner across the ground. Geelong has started well. Hall can run on and have a shot. He's 55 metres out. He improves the angle, gives it a ride. It's a great kick right there. Ablett, what a mark! Free kick to Martin, is it?
50 metres. Gary can't believe it.
He knows exactly what was going on, Gary. No, I think he actually will see here that he grabbed hold of Mickey. And really, it had to be a free kick once the umpire saw that.
Fair enough.
And while Gary's feigning surprise at the free kick going against him, I don't really think he's that surprised.
Well, if he's not, it's pretty silly to kick the goal then. He just gets 50 away. I mean, It's not a good play. Martin wobbles one to centre wing. Scholl just sort of stretched for it. He's had a good game. Comes through the centre, wanted to give it off, then kicks to half forward.
Oh, great mark by Minch. Tried to get the hand pass to Lord. Missed his target. Capuano may help the Kangaroos out here. Roberts' kick is going to be marked by the captain, Wayne Carey. He's down on the wing. He kicks across the half-forward line. It's not a bad kick. It's onto the chest of Craig Scholl. The Kangaroos look as though they may have just moved their setup around a little bit with Craig Scholl going for goal from 50 metres. It'll go close, but it'll be strongly marked by Mansfield. Quickly to King. King goes out wide for Gary Hocking. Tries to get back inside, then forced to kick with the left. Out towards the wing. Mark Roberts does the discipline thing. Punch away from Minch. Nearly gathered there by Schwass. Hand pass over the top by Roberts was pretty good. Set it up for Stevens. Stevens, a great kick by Anthony Stevens. He spotted McKernan and weighted it perfectly. And McKernan will shoot for goal from 50 metres. Robert Scott preparing to come onto the ground at the expense of Matthew Armstrong, is it, that's come off?
And this duel between Stevens and Hocking, really whichever of those two players are going to get most of the ball might be the team that ends up on top here.
McKernan's kick for goal is long, but offline. Anderson it was that's come off for North Melbourne. Maybe just to get a message from the coach, which has been customary for most of this game that we've seen. Stuart Anderson still on the bench there. Behind kick by Corey McKernan and Ben Graham to bring it back for the Cats.
Delivers to Mansfield, who's had a big couple of quarters after a slow start. She's run a long way. Had to bounce in the end to Graham. Graham delivers, takes a long time to get to Simpson. Carey picks that off easily. Schwass back inside. Roberts may get it to his man. Hocking doing so much work. Brewer, oh, well played by Bell. Rock and Bell got in one another's road. Sanderson, and he's unhappy with the knee that he got and wanted to give one back, and it'll be a bounce. Plenty of spirit in the game. 6-9-8-5. David Minch, couple of errors in the last few minutes have been a bit costly for the Cats, giving off a handball that missed its target and then not being able to hold the footy in. Rock's kick to full forward. Scholl. Lord, good tackle by Craig Scholl. Gavin Dorr umpiring confidently tonight, and he'll bounce it. Both teams searching for the opening goal after half-time. It's one of those games that has been punch and counter-punch, figuratively speaking, and a goal here would really be a boost. Scholl gets a free. He's providing a problem, isn't he, Lee, Craig Scholl?
Well, Scholl has been a goal kicker for North this year across half forward, and he's parted half back and really didn't do the job down there. Started on Colbert, I think it was put on to Hall or vice versa. But yeah, he's given North a target in this early part of the third quarter.
He's kicked more goals this season than he kicked in his career going into this season. He's been playing since 1987. Looks good. 23 goals for the season for Craig Scholl. North within a kick now, 7-9 to 8-5.
Well, it's been like a tug-of-war this first 7 or 8 minutes of the third quarter. Geelong have had a couple of shots, North have had a couple of shots. Really terribly important to get that first goal of the third quarter. It's gone to North, So the match is fairly even, Stevens. 2 points to Geelong's not much.
Craig Scholl, a state player a couple of years ago, has just kicked North Melbourne's 7th goal, and it brings them to within 2 points of Geelong. The tackle on Gary Hocking deemed as too high, so the umpire will give the Geelong player the free kick in the middle of the ground. And a bit of a dust up where the football landed. The crowd getting a little excited at Gary Hocking coming in for possession number 19, as we just have a little look here at Paul Couch trying to get 50 metres for his side. Gary Hocking, his kick will land well inside 50 metres. Martin takes the ball away from Gary Ablett, then kicks a little awkwardly, and it's well marked by Minch over Peter Bell. Obviously very much a height advantage. Hand pass away to Gary Hocking. Gary Hocking's kick across the full forward line. Stoneham tried to rake it in with one hand. Armstrong's handball, pretty good. Sets it up for Scott. Scott across his left shoulder, and a good strong mark, and that's what you come to expect from a big man. He's got big presence on a football ground. Corey McKernan, he's kicking towards centre half forward. He looks for the captain, and he doesn't let him down. Carey's mark. He's not quite up to centre half forward. He kicks in the direction of full forward. Scholl's got it again. A problem for Geelong. Craig Scholl will kick from about 30 metres, and the angle not all that much of a concern.
And again, the good players, McKernan gets it, Carey gets it, and then really sets up Scholl. Again, Simpson has been forced to play full back on the leading full forward.
Good kick by Scholl. He's kicked a goal, it's his second. He's second within 2 minutes, Craig Scholl. After half-time, and North Melbourne have the lead for the first time for a long time in this match, probably since the first quarter.
And again, going to that true centre-half forward position inside the centre square, just enough space Carey to drop McGrath off and be able to leap into his mark, and then, again, Scholl giving really good movement. Great target at full forward so far this quarter.
Back in front, the Kangaroos, for the first time since halfway through the opening term. Scott's gone on to Scholl for North, and Rock is running with Couch, so they won that battle. Hocking pushes out. Brewer could go all the way here. He's 50 metres out. Now goes for goal. Ablett and Fairley and Martin to get back, and are behind 8-6 to 8-9.
We just haven't seen Ablett coming at the kicker so far tonight, have we? It's always been dropping back and trying to judge the long kick in. We haven't seen him really running hard into space to give a leading target.
David King to bring it in. 3 points the difference. Short to Laidley. Nice stretch by Laidley. Thought about going on. Ablett questioned the umpire. Laidley gets it almost to centre wing. Graham and McKernan. McKernan paid. Hanging on against Graham. Ominous signs, McKernan and Carey now. He's going to try and kick towards Carey, but straight to Graham. Colbert, well-weighted handball. Lord, brilliant. Graham can kick this. 55 metres out. Dobs it. Never going to miss.
Well, he initiated the smother, Graham, and then he got the ball back and kicked the goal. Really, it was a... you really shouldn't have your kick smothered. I think McKernan was just a little bit sloppy trying to kick the ball inside. Gave Graham the chance for a beautiful kick, beautifully accurate kick when the ball came back.
Geelong have got a free kick away from the centre. It's a cheap kick down towards the goal line. Came from King, kicked away by Blakey. Not wide enough though. Derek Hall is there. A high kick by that player will go close to the line. Blakey in front, very importantly, gets it down. Kick back away towards the wing. Out there is Stevens. The kick coming from David King. This is Sanderson for Geelong. Back in towards half forward. The ball bounces a little awkwardly and goes over for a throw-in. 9-6 Geelong. Gary Ayres Well, just a little concerned, I guess, although his team do lead this match. Only a 3-point margin. Down went Bell. And the ball eventually just trundles over, so that boundary umpire will have to throw it in once again. It's about 75, 80 metres from the Geelong goal. The Cats lead by 3 points. Capuano and Mensch. Mensch does well, gets the front posse and then knocks it forward. Knocked away by the North Melbourne defence, back in towards the middle. That handball by Scott really unnecessary. Brewer to Couch. Couch quickly off his left foot. This is an awkward bouncing ball, but it goes all right for Gary Hocking. Gets it back to Brewer. Brewer skillfully finds Derek Hall within scoring distance.
They really have run hard to space Geelong all night. I mean, they've chipped the ball around, which is the reason they've had so many extra disposals, but they continually are running to space. Their chip kicks have been accurate enough that they've been keeping North off the bit.
Derek Hall, a very long run up here. So an important kick for Geelong. They led at half-time by 7 points. North Melbourne got the lead back. Derek Hall's kick is a goal. Geelong by 9. His first goal for the game. And Geelong, 10 minutes left in the third term, are 9 points in front of the Kangaroos.
It's an interesting game. I think Geelong have just looked a little sharper all night. They've ran harder when they've had space to run to. It seems like the Geelong players have really charged through it. Again, Hocking gets the ball and the Brewers set up Hall. I mean, he's had, what, 15, 16 possessions as a half forward, which is a very high numbers. A good goal.
Back in the centre, McKernan punched it forward. Mensch's kick came off the North Melbourne opponent. Handball over the back by Graham has been reasonably important. Brewer getting some touches in the third quarter. Kick back into the centre. Hocking's had a magnificent match with him Laidley. Still Hocking and Laidley. Hocking gets the ball away. Good umpiring to let it go on. Scholl dropped it in the tackle. Play on called. Schwass with an opportunity. Hip and shoulder was good on him. Couch's little kick's a beauty to Lord. Lord's at 50. He's got a man inside. He's going to go all the way himself and kick the goal. It's there. This is exciting football. Geelong have answered quite magnificently with 3 consecutive goals, 11-6 to 8-9.
And again, I think he had to really just a flurry of players. I think Schwass had to keep his weight down and go through the line of the ball. Once he left the ground, he just lost his balance. And Lord had to kick it because Hocking's inside him through. And he did.
Gee, Paul Couch's terrific little kick for Aaron Lord. Set it up. Lord finished it off and kicked the goal for Geelong, and they're 11th. Mansfield at half-back. Forced to kick with his right foot. And it will be marked by Wayne Schwass. He's just behind the wing. Coming up for kick number 8. Schwass for North Melbourne. Kicks towards half-forward. McKernan, one-handed. Armstrong from left half-forward. Kicks towards the goal front. Danilchenko, back goes Sanderson. He's prepared to concede a behind for North Melbourne, so that's their first score for 6 or 7 minutes. Geelong have kicked 3 goals in that period, and they lead 72 to 58. Ben Graham to kick it back in. You can see Brenton Sanderson in the background and Tim McGrath in the foreground. So he's got 2 players to kick to, but he's going to go long, well outside 50 metres.
King the target, Capuano at the back, forced forward by Robert Scott. Brewer onto it with Burns. They just got him on another's road. Stevens to Scott. He rode a tackle, gets it to the pocket. Peter Bell's had a quiet night. Good kick back though by Bell. I think he's got it. He has. Rovers goal by Bell. North coming back. It's one of those nights, 9-10 to 11-6, and Robert Scott did do well, didn't he, to push it forward then?
Well, he did. It was the long kick in by Graham, and North was set up for it. Capuano didn't punch the ball back, but at least the ball did eventually come back into that 50-metre zone after a few quick handballs running onto the ball. Bell, good screw over his left shoulder.
Well, a very important answer in goal. You can have another look here at, well, Peter Bell. He's pumped up there. He's had a fairly quiet evening, but he's kicked a very good goal for the Kangaroos, and they punch it forward again through McKernan and Carey. It lands at half forward. Roberts on McGrath, tackled by Danilchenko. Back to Brewer. Brewer just with precision, finds Minch. Minch down the ground. Couch has taken the mark. He can move it on, but he gets back onto his favoured left side. He kicks the ball quite magnificently with that left foot. This is no exception. Two half forward, Stoneham and Martin. Taken by Anthony Stevens. His kick goes out to a vacant wing area. Now the race is on. Who can get back first? Couch is there for the Cats. Just kicks it in front of himself over for a boundary throw in forward of centre wing for Geelong. Robert Dippy Domenico on the boundary line.
Yeah, Robbo, Capuano's come off the ground. What looks like an injury on the shoulder here, so we'll keep an eye on it.
King over the top, well done to Hocking. Hocking finds some space, runs his full measure, delivers beautifully to Stoneham. Fantastic play, Hocking. He forced Stoneham to lead, didn't he? Because he carried the ball an extra couple of metres, was inviting him to come, and he made it, Barry.
And the long sort of flat pass that really never goes very high in the air, doesn't give the defender any chance.
This will give Stoneham an enormous boost, and Geelong looks to have got it. Or has he? Is that a behind? It is. So it was a bit of a missed kick. It was a half a kick really by Stoneham. 1 goal, 2 to Barry. Shouldn't have missed. He knows at 11, 7, 9, 10. He's been getting a fair bit of the footy tonight though. And David King to bring it back in.
Just 9 points in favour of the Cats. Very tight game. Kick in by King. Goes long. Very cleanly marked by King. That's Stephen King, the youngster for Geelong. Short kick is good. Well done. Colbert getting into the hole. Between full forward and centre half forward, he's marked 35 metres out directly in front.
Well, we see that play so often from the kick-ins in modern football, that if the kick-in goes to the opposition, as it did, was marked by King, all of a sudden there's plenty of blokes that can get free in the forward 50-metre area.
Hope it's not contagious for Geelong like it was for North early, missing these easy shots.
Colbert has kicked one. He kicks. He's got it. Second goal to Lee Colbert. So Geelong seem to have all the answers. It's back out to 15 points.
And again, once the ball was marked by King, and it ended up being a 2-on-1 contest, Colbert just ran hard from the zone position over in front of where the camera would be on this half-forward flank, ran to space, and then good accurate kick to goal.
9, 10, 12, 7. Stephen King pushes forward again. Lord with him. Stevens. Geelong have won the midfield. Inside 50. Simpson's handball good. Wayne Schloss away at half-back. Kicks the ball long and out of play.
Been watching this game, Bruce, and I know North had that hard game in the wet against the Crows last Saturday night. They just don't look to me tonight to have the same look of energy about them when it comes to the team running to space when they have to make a yard. As Geelong are just doing it that much better.
King and McKernan, Armstrong there. Brewer, big third quarter, well done to Hocking, to Hall. They're playing confidently. Hall back. Oh, that's a clever mark by Colbert. He's going to get a free kick for hanging on. His hands were strong there. He's been an important player, Lee Colbert. He's got Hall running for him. Can he make it? Oh, Tanner it is. Bill gets back. Free kick to Tanner. So the Cats making the space and making the running, aren't they?
And a similar play happened to this in the first quarter, if you can recall, when Tanner pushed forward and Bell wasn't able to quite go with him. And Bell was immediately interchanged. We'll see what happens after this. But certainly the Geelong players are really prepared to run hard into that forward 50, into vacant space.
He ran around onto his left on that occasion, and Gold is further out here. He wouldn't make the distance if he did that. So he's going to have to try and kick the goal from about 48, 49 metres. He's looking to improve it. Kicks to the front of the square. Stoneham flies. Martin. Stoneham after. Well played, Barry Stoneham. High ball. It'll be play on. A wrestling match. Fairly attacks it. Rock was in there. Ablett left foot. Just missing a behind. Or is it a free kick? It's a free kick coming back. And going to Danilchenko, who kicks the ball to Rock at half-back. Ablett and Martin getting involved a bit. Rock quickly on, and Ablett's actually probably won this battle. He might be saying what's going on, but it's against North in a way, isn't it? Because they had the ball on. So Mickey gets a free kick, but North had it 40 metres further on and in Rock's hands. High ball, McKernan the target.
Knocked away, very well done by Stephen King. He's an exceptional young player. Couch couldn't take it in front of himself eventually, and Couchy, well, nothing really bothers Paul Couch too much, even though it was knocked away from him over for a throw-in. And
yeah, that's a strange decision. I thought that if the shepherding player gets interfered with, it's a free kick down the field. Maybe I don't know the rules as well as I think.
Forced forward by Couch, inside 50. Chance for Colbert, keeps it in, but taken over in the finish by Danilchenko, as Matthew Armstrong has a word to the coach. 45 metres from Geelong's goal, 79 plays 64. Danilchenko down to the front, kick forward by Anthony Stevens, but Brewer, he's been good in this third term. Brewer's kick to the goal square. Ablett knocked away by Martin, taken by Roberts, little hand pass, nearly taken by Burns. Knocked forward by King, he didn't have the football surely. Gary Ablett grabbing the North Melbourne player David King, and he takes the free kick in the right back pocket. Certainly a free kick there for King. Kick out close to the wing. Nearly taken down there by Graham. It's kick forward to right half forward. North Melbourne have the numbers, but McGrath does well. He could probably sense that he was in a bit of trouble there, Tim McGrath, and he's quite prepared just to knock it clear for a throw-in.
It's amazing. You look over this field and you look in almost every position, Geelong look quicker than their direct North Melbourne opponent. That's the look of this game tonight.
McKernan and King. McKernan at the back, well played. Push the ball back, Lord over the top. It was Bell and Schwass, and it's going to be a bounce. So Geelong hanging on to a handy break here, 12-7 to 9-10. Gary Ablett with 3 goals in the opening half has had a poor third term. He's given away 3 free kicks. Rowan Saws with the ball. 79 to 64.
North need a goal in the last 3 minutes, you would think.
And if the Cats get it, it'll be a big lead, won't it? Nearly 4. Punched on by Simpson. Scholl. Kick away by Tanner. McGrath's had a very good match. He's going to take it to the other side of the ground. And good kick to Mansfield. Allison back on the ground. Couple of Cats down the ground. If Mansfield can get it on in a hurry, he does. Hocking, what a game. He should give it off. He does. Lord playing well as well. He kicks the ball onto Hall. Hall's been terrific. Long way from home. Right out to right half forward. Couple of kicks away from the goal. Colbert and Hall had a good understanding tonight. They've worked for one another. Stoneham leading. He goes to Stoneham. Does he make it? Picks it up on the half volley. Back to Colbert. Now, what's happening here? Free kick to Tanner, I think, off the ball. Didn't see it, I'm sorry. Anyone help me out?
No, I didn't see much of that either.
That makes 3 of us.
I think the umpire was indicating there might have been a shepherd or a, it was a push on
fairly,
Tanner.
Around the neck and in the shepherding act. Well, Tanner would be a chance from here. He's about 5 metres closer than he was the last time. He's a pretty accurate kick. He winds himself up, goes for goal. It's close. I think he might have it. That's a big goal, Lee. A really big goal for Tanner. A bonus that he gets his second goal.
Yes, it's going to take a big turnaround by North. They've played okay in a couple of patches early in this quarter and very late in the second quarter, but really Geelong have just got more run in their legs. When there's space to be ran into, it's the Geelong players who are charging forward much quicker, and really North are going to have to find something.
Well, it's a big margin now. Geelong by 21 points. Gary Hocking again from the centre clearance. Paul Couch to full forward. Covers the players. Puts the North Melbourne full-back line under pressure. Stoneham does well. Gets it out to Lord. Lord snaps for goal but misses. Hand pass was on.
Colbert on his own in the goal square.
Aaron Lord, 1-1. Like the look of Stoneham. He's looking livelier and livelier, isn't he?
Yeah, not a high possession game. He's playing deep in, but what he's done has looked very good tonight.
Certainly proving a handful for Ian Fairley, as David King will kick it back in for the Kangaroos.
Goes short, gets to Rock. Rock, not a lot of touches. Out wide to Anderson. Anderson's also been a little quiet for him. They haven't had a lot of possessions all round North. Floating kick, Carey. All too easy, this passage of play. Late in the third quarter. Geelong wouldn't want to give up a goal now. Carey sending kicks a beauty to Allison. So they haven't touched it, Geelong, from one end to the other. Allison's normally a reliable kick for goal. Gary Ayres coming down to the bench. Brett Allison, just the one behind. He's kicked 198 goals in his career. Not that he'd be too worried about any stats right now, except a goal. That's what he's after. Giving it a bit of a hook. He likes it. I think he's got it. Well, Geelong could have done without that. It was as if they lost concentration, wasn't it, for a moment? And North took it from one end to the other. Well,
it was just good, intelligent kick in. Rock got clear and King was able to find him. And once the hand pass was across to Anderson, he had all the space to run into. Carey, of course, made the running. Really good, intelligent kick, though. He saw where Ellison was going. Good long kick over the back into the space. They needed that goal, but they got it.
Yes, close to three-quarter time. North Melbourne get their 10th goal. It's a 16-point margin. But again, Gary Hocking, he has had uncanny ability to get the ball away from the centre. Under pressure now, that North Melbourne at full-back line again. Gary Ablett, Mickey Martin, Colbert. Ablett, little tap for Couch. Tackled by Rock, ball spills. David King, Roberts quickly. Martin under pressure. Just throws it onto his right foot. It'll land back close to the centre. Free kick to North Melbourne. Half a minute left. Big kick by McKernan here. Gives the handball out to Danilchenko. Wider still for Schwass. They can score if they're on the end of this magnificent kick by Schwass. Scott. He's probably too far out to score. He'll kick from 50. He goes short. And it's not bad. No, Allison couldn't take the mark. Kicked away by Tanner. Back to the centre. Schwass misses it. And at three-quarter time, a frustrating little passage of play there for the Kangaroos on the face there of Wayne Schwass and Anthony Rock. But they're within reach, the Kangaroos. Gary Ayres down talking to his players. It's Geelong by 16 points at three-quarter time.
Important last goal. I thought Brett Allison probably just didn't watch the ball hard enough into his hands in the middle of that heavy traffic there. And the goal went begging.
Interesting too that Gary Ayres spoke to Colbert, Ablett, Stoneham, his key forward line. Now Grant Tanner with Jeff Geesham and Geelong in front, but this is still anybody's game. It stretched it to 16 points at three-quarter time. It's 10-10, 13-8.
In football.
86-70 as we start the final quarter. Friday night football at the Melbourne Cricket Ground. It's been a cracking match. Hope you've enjoyed it on the 7 Network right around Australia. As we start this last term, Capuano, who's injured, is back in the ruck. Lord's had a good game. To King. King, loose kick wide. Important bounce, Laidley and Burns. Burns has given Laidley a few little problems tonight, even though his stats are low. He's been effective when he's got the ball. Boundary throw in centre wing. Ronnie Burns, only a couple of kicks, couple of handballs, but got a goal, a beauty. As Michael Long, like as Robbo aptly described it in the half-time break. Brewer goes to ground. Hocking has had one of the big matches of the year. He's gone this time. It's about the only mistake he's made. Rocks away. Bit going on with Schwass and Hocking. Kick on by Stevens. Anderson to kick the goal. 45 metres out. This match is alive now. North to make a charge. 11-10 to 13-8. Even money ball game now.
And I've got a feeling Anderson was clear because he was on the way to the interchange bench, but I think the interchange has now been cancelled. But the tackle was the good point. North pinned Hocking, and most of the time Hocking's got clear tonight. And really, Hocking's really been on top of Stevens. When Stevens got a bit of the ball, that's when North have had their better parts of the game.
And a good bit of umpiring too to let that go to the North Melbourne team's advantage. The bounce at the centre, knocked down by Capuano to Stevens. Up to half forward, taken by Carey. Emphatic handball Anderson. Robert Scott, left foot snap. If this goes through, the crowd will come to their feet. It's a behind, so go back to your chairs, folks. Robert Scott. Margin, 9 points. Kick in, marked by Tanner.
It's good tap by Capuano a moment ago in the centre. Hocking was just winning the ball, Will, in the third quarter out of the centre. Geelong style continuing, just pushing it forward. Work it to the 50-metre line. We know Mansell can kick it a long way if he wants to. He's got Sanderson short. He may go there. No, decides to punch long. Doesn't time it at all. Floats a bad kick, actually. King marked it. Gave Minch no chance at all, Mansfield. And Allison's away from him now. Danger here. North with momentum up. Allison normally a penetrating kick and accurate. Kicks to half forward. Carey, McGrath's been a fascinating duel. Scholl fell over. Simpson. Scott to worry him out. Simpson straight to the line. Boundary throw in. 30 metres away from North Melbourne's goal. He's battled away, Simpson, but he has been outgunned by Roberts and Scholl. Taken about 5 marks on him tonight, but Roberts kept missing in the first quarter. Capuano, high tackle. Free kick. Rather McKernan, I should say. High tackle by Graham. Free kick. Hasn't really asserted himself, has he, McKernan?
No, I think Graham's been fairly solid on him down there. I really think North's best patch has been when McKernan's been in the ruck, but they've persisted with Capuano as their ruckman, with McKernan playing across half forward alongside Carey.
This to put North within 3 points. McKernan's kick from 45 metres. They like it behind the goals, but he's just missed a behind to Corey McKernan, his second tonight. North creep up. 11, 12, 13, 8. They're controlling it just for the moment. Can Geelong counter-punch and get a goal?
Yeah, very important, isn't it? Now, if the North boys just man up. The kick in has been marked by Brad Scholl. He's had a lot of the football, Brad Scholl. 16 possessions, particularly early in the game. He's kicking towards the centre. Kick forward by Rock. Inside 50 metres, Allison goes to ground. Simpson tries to get away. McGrath takes the hand pass. Kicks into the middle. No one home, so it's a disputable ball. Roberts, Minch, King, up high, knocked forward by Lord, gathered by Blakey, shrugs the tackle, gets his right foot to it, but only as far as Brad Scholl. Anthony Stevens, quick to mind the mark. Scholl, equally as kicked to get the ball down the ground, and it is a good one to Gary Hocking. In turn to Lord, he's been damaging. Lord's kick into the pocket is not bad, and Ablett makes the ground quite magnificently to take the mark close to the turf. He's still got wonderful athleticism as Gary Ablett. He's a man of some 34 years of age.
It's difficult to lead forward on Mick Martin because he often plays a few metres in front of his opponent, but that's the first time Ablett's led forward into space tonight, I would think.
Well, he's got another chance here. His short kick was intercepted. Now his left foot kick's been marked by Stoneham. One-hander, clean mark. No, it's not. It's going to be a behind. Well, that's a disputable one. Stoneham reckons he's taken the mark, but it's a behind to the Cats.
Have to have controlled the ball before it goes over the kick-off line, of course, or the goal line, and I don't think Stoneham, he got the mark at the second grab.
Rock pushes the ball wide. Danilchenko, well done, Colbert to pressure him. Scholl goes back to McGrath, confident. Couch measures it. Oh, Hall had to wait, but he got it. Free kick in the back. Advantage to the Cats, but paid, but fair enough. Ball had to come back. Ablett leading. Hall short. Colbert, gee, they have done this so often tonight.
They've really tested their skills to chip the ball short to space, but on most occasions they've been good enough to do it.
Lead by Stoneham, got it. It's been the best game he's played in ages. I know we've said it a couple of times, and we said at the beginning of the game that it was important that he had a big one tonight. He's got to kick this. He's missed one easy one in the third.
It's as if he's been the leading option, and Ablett has been the sort of long kick option.
Well, he was dreadfully disappointed that he wasn't paid the mark a few moments ago on the goal line. Barry Stoneham needing to kick this because North has made a move on Geelong in this last quarter, and this would steady it up. He kicks from 48. He's kicked it well, and the goal umpire goes back and says it's a goal. No hard feelings between the goal umpire and Stoneham. All forgiven. One goal. 11-12, 14-9.
Yes, it's interesting. Because of the height situation, Ian Fairley has had to play back on Barry Stoneham, but of course Fairley normally plays at centre-half back. It's different playing on the guy who leads from the goal square, particularly an athletic, tall player like Stoneham, and most of the time Fairley's had trouble keeping up on that lead.
Derek Hall, I spotted that blood as the ball came in. Geelong may have been a little fortunate because he was one of the players that was in the passage of play to get the ball to Stoneham. He to Colbert and then to Stoneham, and now he's off the ground through the blood rule, and Clinton Bizzle is into the fray. 15 points is Geelong's advantage. King up high, knocked by Capuano, but taken away by Couch for the Cats. Oh, great mark, Colbert! Handball, no mess around. Gary Hocking gets the goal, and you would have to think that that's nearly Geelong's game. Fantastic mark by Colbert. No nonsense footy. Gets it to Hocking. 15-9 to 11-12, Geelong lead.
Well, he's the vice-captain, Lee Colbert, so maybe we'll call the vice-captain's mark, but basically the long kick in and just the jump and the grab. Probably could have kicked the goal himself, but saw Hocking there, fed it off, and of course a goal. So a couple of really important goals to Geelong when North started to have a little bit of hope.
Great effort, Colbert. Hocking's been fantastic. Even the Stoneham Shepherd, they were working in unison, weren't they? The Cats, 15-9, 11-12. Can North come again? You'd say that Geelong now must be long odds on to win. Blakey's give, missed at the back by King. Geelong swarming all over North just in this passage of play. Another bounce. One more goal would break the back for sure. 15-9, 11-12.
No wonder my eyes deceive me or not, but I just think King has basically jumped all over Capuano in the majority of the centre bounces. When McKernan's been in there, he's done quite well. I haven't been quite able to work out there that matchup is happening all night.
Simpson had Bizzle short. Here's Colbert having a wonderful game. Beautiful handball. Bizzle's first kick across the face, in the pocket. Stoneham hard. Well done coming across was Rock. Boundary throw in. Desperate measures for the Kangaroos. Barry Stoneham going great guns.
Yes, I think the fact that he's just been able to get after the footy, he's just looked sharper, which is terrific sign for Geelong. Cats lead by 21 points. Boundary throw in. Minch for Geelong. Capuano for North Melbourne. Capuano gets his left hand to it, but only as far as Couch. He is scrounged. Nearly a goal. Gee, that was close. Behind, forced through from the kick by Paul Couch. Geelong by 22 points. Derek Hall just stretching on the interchange bench in preparation maybe for coming back onto the ground. Capuano off and back into the fray for North Melbourne is Daniel Stevens, and a great mark taken by Ben Graham.
Should have a shot, Robbo.
Yeah, he's a beautiful kick, isn't he?
You'd think he only has to time it to make the distance. It's only a question of whether he can kick the ball accurately over what will be about 60 metres.
Derek Hall is back onto the ground. Well, it's one thing to kick the ball in with a 10-metre advantage from full back. It's another thing to kick the ball from 50 metres with the players standing on the goal line. So he's going to need, something like a 55 to 58-metre kick to score. And he's got everything, nearly. It's right to the line, but just slightly inaccurate. But he has scored a behind for Geelong. 15-11 to 11-12. The behinds nearly up to a square ledger, so it's nearly 4 goals. The margin. The kick in has been marked by David King for the Kangaroos.
Beautiful kick in by Roberts too. Can North come again? You wouldn't count them out just yet. Carey, well played.
McGrath's been good on him.
I think that Carey or McKernan have got to do something spectacular on a 5-minute burst here to give them a chance. Scholl, Simpson at the back. Scott Brewer and also Sanderson. Sanderson running away, kicks it wide. Wants his man to make it. Mensch forces it to the line. Out of play. It's got to a lot of contest, Mensch, in the second half. North needing a quick goal. McKernan running on the ball now. 23 points the difference. Geelong's been in front all but 9 minutes of this match. Scholl, Brewer and Hocking onto him. And another bounce. Bit of respect between the two stars. Schwass, I meant, not Scholl. Thanks, Robbo. Number 2. I think I know the difference. Rowan Saws, Andrew Coates, Gavin Dorr.
A bit of a mouthful, the both of them, but knocked forward by McKernan. Kicked away by Lord. Back towards centre-half forward. Chance here for David King. Doesn't mind running with it. Handball to the advantage of Anderson. Anderson from a long way out. Long kick. And it goes through. It's a goal. Second goal to Stuart Anderson. The Kangaroos will not lie down. They need 3 goals. Of course, they must be unanswered if they're to win this game.
Let's watch this scrimmage on the goal line. There's no doubt you can do things on the goal line that would be free kicked in general play. Now, this kick was just about to travel through, but Allison knows this. I mean, if that's not a free kick, that would be a free kick in general play for sure.
Lord and Anderson, 15-11 to 12-12. McKernan wins the tap. He's on the ball, interestingly enough. Stevens out of the centre. Danilchenko, you feel North now reckon they've got a hope again. King bangs it to full forward. Carey, Scholl. Simpson had his legs taken underneath. Scholl comes back, boots it wide. Derek Hall, he can handball to Hocking. He will. Gary Hocking away. Coming off the interchange was it Simpson. Then Hocking with momentum collects him. Simpson cold, and that would have hurt. Out on the full though. I think he caught Hocking by surprise, but Hocking warm and had momentum, and young Simpson got flattened very fairly, by the way. But North still in this. He's gone straight off the ground. Simpson, Blakey belts it back to 50. Geelong with numbers. Bell well played. Rock, will it be another one? It looks good. He's got it. They're back.
Gee, this has been a terrific game, hasn't it?
Geelong just hasn't been able to take the heart out of them, have they? They've been able to keep close enough all night to have a chance.
Well, again, I mean, I just said it all night. I've been able to understand it. McKernan is back in the ruck, and North have always looked better when he's been in that ruck position, then drifting in towards half forward as he is at the moment. And North just got a bit of momentum back again.
So a terrific setup here for the last 11 minutes of the game as we see Simpson coming off the bench to try and collect Gary Hocking. He's back on the bench, but McKernan's on the ball. Danilchenko dispossessed. Graham runs into a tackle which was quite effective, locks it up, and the umpire will bounce. The ball not quite to centre half forward. Simpson collecting his thoughts on the bench for North Melbourne. Obviously the doctor just checking with Adam Simpson to make sure he's okay. 52,500 people. They've got a chance again. That little tap by Scott for Danilchenko. Back to Scott. Can he dob it? Left foot snap. Oh, it's home! North Melbourne have got the goal. Oh, this game has had everything, folks. The finals are 2 weeks away, but you're getting a bit of a preliminary here on Friday night football. It is tremendous stuff.
It is. And I say again, McKernan hit the ball from the centre to centre half forward. Then at the ruck contest there, he hit the ball forward again, and the North players ran onto it. But really, momentum's changed. They're back in it, North.
Just to kick the difference. Well played, McKernan. Well played, Danilchenko. He's done it again. But Couch read it and goes long to centre half forward. Blakey there couldn't take the mark. Mensch wants to give it off, then hooks it and misses, and they really should have done better there.
And terrific play by Paul Couch. He dropped back a few metres, basically played for the McKernan knot, and the ball went straight down his throat. Good experience, intelligent play.
Goal the difference at that point. Gets it to 6 points. They've got to score twice North to win. Schwass playing for a free kick. Oh, gee. Well, if he didn't dive then, I'll go here.
Yes, I think Michael Murphy a couple of weeks ago did a few of those good ones, didn't he?
Disappointing. Kick to centre wing. And by the way, I'm not barracking for anyone. McGrath takes the mark at centre wing. 15-12, 14-12. What a wonderful game we're seeing. McGrath goes back to half forward. Minch front spot, good grab. It's been just a little wasteful, David Minch. He's got to a lot of contests. Missed a goal a moment ago that was kickable. And this is where Geelong must score when they go forward at the moment, because North has come back so hard at them, and Geelong have got to get a bit of breathing space. Shoal off for Geelong, and coming on Biddiscombe with fresher legs. Minch, a long kick, right on 50. He gives it everything he's got. It's a goal, I think, or was it a free kick to Martin? Gee, Gary Ablett giving away a few free kicks in the second half tonight.
And Michael Martin, he wasn't even worried about putting his hand out to try and tap the ball. He knew the free kick was on. Kick towards Schwass. That's a free kick against Wayne Schwass. So two of the key players for either side, Gary Ablett and now Wayne Schwass, giving away indiscriminate free kicks. Simpson for Geelong, fairly blatant. Sean Simpson's kick will land in the square. Yes, Derek Hall's got it. He's going to be on a difficult angle, but he'll have a set shot for goal for the Cats.
Been a very good medium-sized marking player. I think he went off with the blood rule before, and when he's come on, I got a feeling he might have been directly opposed to Dean Laley, and in that sort of pack marking situation, Hall much better.
Hall just improves the angle, does well, gets the goal for the Cats. He's kicked two, so it's 12 points now, the margin. And with 8 3/4 minutes left, there's still a chance for North Melbourne, but the momentum is back in favour of the Cats.
You see this pack marking situation, and I don't know who was directly manning up. Maybe it was David King, not Dean Laley, and King allowed Hall to fly. And when your opponent goes up and you're a defender, you've got to get up too.
It's happened twice tonight that Geelong have taken pack marks, haven't they? Stoneham and Hall in the goal square, basically. Very handy goal. Just 2 goals of difference, and there's plenty of time for North. McKernan, huge last quarter in the centre square. Wins it again. Couch couldn't quite take it. Lords kick to a vacant space. Boundary umpire having a race with the ball. Burns went to go off the ground, missed it. Stevens, tackled by Colbert. Peter Bell, and out of play. Fantastic game this has been, right from the first bounce. Geelong making all the running, but North courageously staying in and refusing to concede. The odds are still with the Cats, but they're pretty skinny odds. One way or the other, there's not much in it. Schwass decides not to take the ball. He belts it back. Interesting play there. Decided not to grab it and put it on the boot. Just belted it straight back there, the centre hit outs. Look at North, late 6-1. Geelong early. Belted forward by Sanderson, and Schwass runs it over again. 11 kicks Wayne Schwass and 6 handballs. Good game, but not a great one by his own standards. He's played some brilliant matches here over the years. A couple of times the best and fairest at the club. Shoal front spot. Tackle from Sanderson. Stevens in there. Laidley did well. Anderson's been important in the last quarter with a couple of goals. So's Danilchenko with a couple of tap-ons. Boundary throw in. North get it forward. They need goals every time they go forward now.
8 minutes left in the game, and it is 2 goals in favour of Geelong. The ball at left half forward, not quite up to left half forward for North Melbourne. McKernan to do the ruck work against young Stephen King. He's been pretty good. Now the free kick is against McKernan. Just grabbing hold momentarily there of Stephen King, and the Geelong player has the free kick at right half back. He kicks it well too. Gets up close to half forward. That's certainly a mark, isn't it, to Colbert? He's played well. He's just an improving player. 11 marks, 18 possessions, 19th coming up. No wonder he was rewarded with the vice-captaincy. The kick is astray, and a good mark taken by Bell. He's at left half-back for North. Has to move it quickly, can sense the urgency. His kick will land in a Geelong player's hands, and it's Brewer.
Centre wing goes long, so the Cats now going long. They've pushed it around all night. Colbert so important up forward. Well done by Stoneham. Hocking attacked it hard. Couch, can he get a handle on it? Can he weave his way through? Right foot to centre half forward. Bouncing ball. Here's Stoneham. Stoneham looks for a free kick, doesn't get it. Anderson was there, and Geelong hold it up. Well done.
They've been good, Geelong. Every time North have got to within that kick, they've found something and kicked again, Geelong. It's been that kind of game, hasn't it?
Stoneham believes he should have got a free there.
Bit stiff, I reckon.
He's going to throw it up because it's in that soft patch, Andrew Coates. Stoneham at the back, well done to Hocking. Hocking and Stevens off the ground. Hocking looking for a free kick. Rocks there, Hall can't quite get it out. Martin, Ablett looking for a free kick. They won't pay one. And Mickey belts it over the line. If Geelong score a goal from this sortie, you reckon they'll be home this sortie, wouldn't you?
I don't know. I'm not prepared to concede.
3 goals now would give them enough, so North have got to stop this one.
Yes, it's going to be interesting to see what happens from this boundary throw-in. Stoneham gets his fist to it. Sanderson has the football, can't break clear. And the ball will be bounced about 25 to 30 metres from the Geelong goal.
I think I'm with you, Bruce. This is a really important passage of play here.
So the ruckman to go at it once again. Danilchenko off and Simpson back for North Melbourne. No one really went at it. So a little indecision, and the umpire will take control. Andrew Coates, and bounce the ball. Still only about 25 metres from from Geelong's goal. Stoneham up against Fairley, tries to take it out of the air. Brewer just pushed it forward, but couldn't clear that very, very congested right forward pocket for Geelong. There's about 16 to 18 players around that area at the moment, and Geelong desperately striving to score a goal. They lead by 2 goals.
And no one in the goal square. Completely open goal for Geelong. I think that's where they'll be trying to hit the ball to run onto it.
Stoneham up high, gets his right fist to it, knocked away by King, and again the boundary umpire will throw it in.
You don't see it happen too often, this boundary throw, and it's probably, 30 metres from the goal, and where the boundary throw will take place, you'll hear the complete open space from there to the goals. I think this is a set play Geelong are trying to set up, although Ablett is going back to fill up that vacant space.
Stoneham and Fairley. Hall, good kick by Hall, right there, Ablett, couldn't hold it, out of play, free kick again to Martin, and it was there. I think Ablett thought that he was running away, and he legged him. Good decision by Coates. Martin's done a very good job tonight. Ablett got goals early. See, Mickey made a bit of it, but he was grabbed, high ball to half-back. McKernan couldn't quite. Scholl, Brewer, Scholl over the top. Geelong hard at it. Bitterscombe, good handball out by King. Hocking, this is deadly. Couch, can he finish it off? He's missed.
Important point, though.
It is, yeah.
Can I ask a question now? If a deliberate chip trip by hand is a 50-metre penalty, isn't it?
Yes.
So why wasn't it a 50-metre penalty to Martin rather than just a free kick?
It was a deliberate trip, there's no doubt about that. So, yes, there's probably a bit in that. David King's kick, the high leaping McKernan has taken the mark. He must move it quickly. Down under 5 minutes. He does. In the direction of Carey. The ball spills to the back. Overrunning it was Stevens. There's no one forward of centre half forward for either side. But they don't care because Geelong have got the ball. And David Mensch quite content to take his time here. 4.5 minutes left. Geelong have the advantage by 13 points. He gives away a bit of ground. Goes back to Tanner. Tanner on the sponsor's logo. He could probably give away ground again. McGrath's on his own at centre half back. But just possession football for Geelong. Simpson. Sanderson can take this. They're just quite prepared to share it around the Cats.
They've used every inch of this ground, Geelong, tonight, haven't they? Just to keep possession, keep chipping the ball wide to space.
Is something they've worked? I mean, Lee, did you just come with a bit of a game plan, or is this just falling into place?
No, I would think that's the way they've decided to do it.
Good mark to Stoneham. Fairley just has had one of those nights. Just 4 touches for Ian Fairley, but Stoneham, 8th mark, 10th kick coming up. He's kicked 2 goals. And that's the margin in favour of the Cats that he's led so admirably tonight. Barry Stoneham from right half forward. Kicks in the direction of Mansfield. Got his hands on it. Couldn't take the mark. And a frustrated look there. He gives the acknowledgement back to Stoneham. No one forward of the centre in North Melbourne's attacking half. All the players down there trying to get it out. Geelong by 13 points. Time just ticking away for the Kangaroos.
McKernan and Stoneham. Free kick to McKernan. Well, that's pretty tough. Rock getting away. Geelong were caught, and here's a chance for Carey. Got a score. Well played though, cutting across there by Mensch. Simpson runs it to the line, and Geelong you can see that they're letting the clock, I should say, tick down. That's what I'm trying to say. And they're actually just working the ball around, aren't they, and playing the percentages now. Almost impossible to see North get up from here. 3 goals in as many minutes they'll need. King and McKernan. Stevens. Back to Mensch. Going to the line. They played very defensively, Geelong. That's, I guess, what I was trying to say in the last 5 minutes.
That's one of his dirty, lousy kicks that probably counts. David Mensch.
That was a good one.
Well, one advantage about the tall players, they never get shorter, do they, as the game wears on, and he's one of Geelong's taller players. Stephen King, the tallest player for Geelong, doing the ruck work. And a smother of players there to lock it up. Mark Roberts, the last to regain his footing. The player's about 80 metres from North Melbourne's goal. You would think Geelong are safe. North need at least 3 goals to win the game. And there's only just over 2 minutes left. Bell, well tackled. Chance for Simpson. Handball away, Mansfield. Can take it in towards the centre. It's gathered by Brewer, just a fraction too slow. Schwass was the tackler. Desperate stuff by Allison. Ball spills for Brewer, but chipping in his couch. Can't get the kick away, gets a second chance. Well smothered by Stevens, nearly de-dacked Simpson. Colbert along the boundary line, and quite important because it's over in front of Ian Fairley for another boundary throw in under 2 minutes left. Geelong fans in anticipation of a grand victory at the MCG tonight. They're on their feet. Geelong by 13 points. Barry Stoneham blowing, but he's been a terrific player. Over the top of Fairley. The chant comes up. Go Cats, as Ronnie Burns takes it over in front of Dean Laidley. Geelong. There they go. They make the trek up here so regularly, don't they? They're all over the place, of course, but most of them come up from Geelong. And their grand football team are going to win this game tonight against a very tough opposition in the Kangaroos. Anderson, dispossessed by Hocking, and he goes after it again. Bell for North Melbourne. Little kick, pretty good. Allison, he's still in the defensive half. His kick will land close to the wing. It's been taken by Carey.
Carey to go on. Anderson was a hot handball played. Anderson belts the ball to centre half forward. Scott's there with Bitterscombe. Bouncing ball. Tanner wants the boundary line. Kicks it correctly, so it'll run away on its end. Out of play. Geelong home. It's going to be very hard for North to finish on top now at the end of the minor round. If Sydney wins tomorrow, they're out of business in that area. Every position important as to where you play and who you play. And pretty sure that Dennis Pay are going to be bitterly disappointed that they've lost their chance of finishing on top. And Geelong keep alive a very small chance that they're finishing in the top 4.
And a very spirited effort by Geelong. I think they've been a bit up and down the last couple of months, but tonight they've been really hard at it.
Mansfield's got it at half-back. 16-13 to 14-12. So these two teams have played...
a free kick to North Melbourne, Bruce, for a shepherding incident.
Okay, so coming back, I was going to say these two teams have had 2 cracking matches on Friday nights here. North won the first by about 11 points, and Geelong are about that margin in front here. Kicks it back, Carey. Little one back, too slow. Roberts, who missed a few goals early. Hocking, Shoal against the tide. Little give. Simpson's had a quiet night, and it's going to be a bounce down. The first time they played, it was North by 11 points over the Cats. It was 15-13 to 13-14, and look at this, 16-13 to 14-12. Basically the same scoreline, but the other way. So if they meet in the finals, watch out. It'll be another cracker, you'd think.
Gee, there was a big game here a couple of years ago between the two of them too, Bruce, that Michael Martin remembers, unfortunately for him.
Lord tackled, still North going at it, but McKernan snapshot wide, out of bounds on the fall. So a couple of shots for goal, McKernan. No goals tonight. McGrath, who's, you'd have to say, is just shaded Carey.
18 possessions, McGrath. Carey 14. 7 marks for Carey.
To McGrath. He's had some great clashes with Carey. Simpson's mark at the back, a good one. He's outside 50, wants to go on. Kicks to centre half forward. Carey, play on call. He'll claim it. The umpire was behind him, and Carey, it did look like it might have touched the ground. Yeah, it did. That's it. Great effort by Geelong. 16-13 to 14-12. Barry Stoneham played a great game tonight, Tippy. You've got him at the moment.
I certainly have, Bruce. Well, first, congratulations, and you must be very proud of your own form tonight.
Yeah, I was pretty happy. I mean, every week's been getting better and better, and tonight was a few grabs sort of stuck tonight, and it's just a great win. We worked hard for it all week after last week's sort of debacle, I suppose, and it was a very important win for us.
Now, we know about how important the wins are before the finals, but tonight, as you mentioned there, it was so important for you to do very, very well for confidence.
Yeah, it's very important for the team. I mean, we played well against the Eagles, and last week really for the confidence wasn't great, and tonight was very, very important for us to have a good game, win the game and play well. So we're going to Carlton next week very confident, and into the finals after that.
And also young King in the middle played very, very well for one of his sort of lesser game players.
Yeah, King, only 17 years old, and a lot was asked of him. Like Barnesy was out, and King really stood up and was counter tonight. It was fantastic.
Now tonight, your role, you were sort of used as a leading player where Gary sort of stayed back a bit?
Yeah, we both sort of work in tandem, I think. Like if I lead, Gazza stays back, or if he leads, I stay back. So it's really worked well.
Go enjoy it, mate. Well done, Barry.
Thanks, Tipper. It's one of those games I think they had to win, Lee, to have any hope in the final series. They had to get over a big mountain tonight after what happened against Richmond. And as you said, over the last couple of months, they just haven't been convincing enough. Now, if they can beat Carlton next week, they go into the finals with excellent form.
Yeah, well, they just played with plenty of energy tonight. I thought, you look at a game overall, and I just thought they just ran harder, just looked more energetic than North Melbourne did, who really looked like they were struggling all night. They kept at it and got close on the scoreboard on a few occasions, but really it was a great effort. Took more effort from North than Geelong to score.
Tudor, Riccardi and Brownless there cheering their men in. It's great to see.
Yeah, the spirit looks terrific, doesn't it?
Look at them, shy-acting a bit there.
Yeah, and Liam Pickering's in there amongst them too.
Gee, there's a bit of talent on both sides.
Barnes out too.
Yep, tonight, and we saw North earlier with Archer, who withdrew. And just going back to the start of the game, those early misses for North just sort of set the scene, didn't they? They gave Geelong a chance early because I thought North had a lot more of the footy very early than Geelong.
Yeah, well, Mark Roberts has ended up kicking 4 behinds, and certainly those 3 set shots in the first quarter were all very kickable. And it's amazing. Conversion's a big part of the game because it just gets the confidence of your team up, gets that 6 points on the scoreboard, and North failed to do that when they were up there in the first 5 minutes, and after that, Geelong were the better team.
There's nothing like winning a game like that.
Here we go, Barnesy in there, let's sing the song. Good stuff. Cats winning tonight by 13 points, 16-13 to 14-12.